Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming back to the topic of choosing romantic partners when you are a part of an enmeshed family system or when you are the chosen partner of somebody who is a part of an enmeshed family system and you come to feel like the outsider. So as we've talked about before in my channel, from a marriage and family therapy perspective, we view the family as a system that's interconnected by a complex set of emotional processes, belief systems, judgments, perceptions, rules and regulations, limits and boundaries. And the family likes to have stability, predictability, a type of permanence over time, which we call homeostasis, and it maintains this with these patterns. It maintains homeostasis over time through these patterns, whether these patterns are functional or not. So sometimes a family will stay in dysfunctional patterns simply because it maintains the comfort of the homeostasis, because it's easier to stay in the comfort than to go through the complex discomfort of that change will bring about. So family systems resist change because it's a lot of work to change. It's very uncomfortable, it's very taxing, the unknown is very scary. However, sometimes this type of change is necessary because family is operating in dysfunction, and in general, any life form, whether inside of a plant or an individual or the earth system or the family system, evolution and development and change is necessary for life to continue on. Otherwise, that life form or that system of life will die off, right? It will collapse within itself. So it's very healthy for family systems to evolve and change over time. And new members of that family system create changes inevitably. So a married couple has a certain system that they create while it's just the two of them. And then when they have a child and they bring in a new life, there's now a new version of that family system. And it brings about a lot of changes that in many ways are very positive and exciting. And for many couples, for many families, it's also very scary and very stressful. And, that transition and the adjustment period of having a new version of that family system is very taxing. So, but it's very healthy to change over time, to grow and to evolve. So one of the things that's happening when new romantic partners come into that family system is it brings about change. It pokes at the current version of that family system. Now, when that new individual is very similar, maybe because they come from a similar family system or they come from the same culture and therefore there are similar dynamics, they might fit in more easily without a lot of upheaval or turmoil. But a lot of times what happens, and especially in enmeshed family systems, is that we will unconsciously choose a partner that's very different from our family because we're feeling this inner unconscious pull to grow, to change, to do something different than what we've always known. And when that happens, the family resists the change. It causes discomfort because that new member brings in all sorts of required changes. Sometimes it's simply for the fact that they are spending time with you and changing your role and your emotional investment and your energetic disposition for your family system. So maybe you just simply have less time to cater to your mom or to your dad or to your siblings. And that in and of itself already shakes up the system. Because if you've been playing a caretaker role, for example, or you've been playing like a companion role for your mom, and all of a sudden you don't have as much energy for her anymore, she's not gonna like that. And she's gonna resist that change. Or if you've been parenting your siblings and all of a sudden you're less available to do so, and all of a sudden your dad actually has to step in to parent them, they're not gonna like that, and he's not gonna like that. So he's gonna resist the change. Now, sometimes it's not so much about time, attention, and energy, but rather about beliefs and ways of being, right? So maybe you choose this partner who's from another culture or another religion or just simply different, right? For whatever number of reasons. And they come in and they bring about new beliefs, a new way of being, a new way of seeing the world, a new way of acting, maybe a new way of dressing, new things that they like that are different and maybe sometimes taboo for your family. And what's going to happen here is your family's going to resist that as well. Now, when you are part of a very differentiated family, they may feel this discomfort, but acknowledge consciously, they may be able to go, well, it's good. Change is good. It's a little uncomfortable, but we'll navigate this together. We'll fit this person in, and we'll also change and adjust. We'll use it as an opportunity for growth and expansion and learning, and learn everything we can about this new, different person. But if you're here on my channel, I'm guessing that's most likely not the experience you are having or have had, because enmeshed family systems are family systems that have a low level of emotional maturity and seek comfort and resist change and experience change and difference as threatening. So they're going to experience this new person as a threat, and they're going to unconsciously repel this person. It's going to be repulsive for the presence of this person is going to be repulsive in some sense. Now, they may fake it on the surface. They may pretend like they're liking it, but underneath you can tell they're not. And so a number of complex processes will go on here. So obviously, probably months, if not years, if not decades of emotional conflict and turmoil. They may start competing with this person for your attention. They may try to manipulate you for your attention, for you to choose the family and not choose the person. They might judge this person. They might treat them poorly. They might tell you that you've chosen the wrong person. They might disapprove of the person. They may do a number of different things, and you may feel very, very caught in the middle. If you feel like your family is forcing you to choose them over your partner, or you feel your partner pulling at you like, why are you always choosing your family over me? This may begin a process that's very uncomfortable for you, because you feel like you're going to have to choose your loyalty. And in having to choose that loyalty, it may mean that you have to sacrifice a little bit of one or the other, or maybe one or the other altogether, and that could be scary for you as this person. You may feel resentment toward one or the other. Maybe you feel resentment toward your wife or your husband or your partner if you're not yet married. You may feel resentment toward them for like pulling and demanding that you choose them. You may feel resentment toward your family for not accepting your partner warmly and with love and ease. You may feel a complex set of other emotions and confusion at having to figure out how to navigate now this role of being in the middle and having to choose and not knowing what's right or what's wrong, because it's natural to feel a loyalty to our family of origin, because we depend on them for a number of reasons definitely throughout our childhood and adolescence, but also later on into life. We continue, we are a social species, and so we depend on our family and social bonds to just get about in life, to survive, to feel safe in the world, to get our needs met. And so you don't necessarily want to sacrifice your relationships with your family just because you're going to create a new family. But at the same time, there's probably something inside of you that recognizes like, well, this is the partner that I'm choosing. Why can't everyone just support me in that decision? And so this is where your process of self-differentiation is going to become important. And you have to become very clear on who you are as an individual and what it is that you want for your life, so that you can begin, one, managing the inevitable discomfort, emotional discomfort that's going to come up in this process, so that you're not reacting to your nuclear family, like your new family, your partner, and also not reacting to your family when they take a stand against you and demand more of you. So regulating your emotions. learning how to set boundaries according to what it is that you want to see more or less of. And also learning to define yourself to your spouse, what's important to you, learning how to define yourself to your family, what's important to you, and learning also in the process of maturation that it is okay for us to grieve and let go of, literally kill off a certain version of our relationship with our family system, especially if they're an enmeshed family system. So part of what's difficult about being a part of an enmeshed family system is that they don't understand that it's healthy for an adult child to go off into the wild and live their own life. It's very healthy to sort of cut the metaphorical umbilical cord at some point, and to have that child play a different role when they are an adult than what they played when they were a child and an adolescent. So many enmeshed families want to continue holding on to the comfort and predictability of the role that you have always played in your family system. And, maybe mom wants you to always be her little boy and her little prince that's always there for her when she needs a companion. Maybe dad wants you to be daddy's little princess. And so it's very hard for parents that are enmeshed family systems and have a low level of emotional maturity to really let you go and say, you know what? It's sad and we're grieving, and we wish that you could still be our little boy or our little girl, but we also understand that it's such a healthy part of your development, and we're so happy to see you go off into the world and create your own family. So go be with your spouse. Like, we're here when you need us. We want to see you as often as we can, but we also understand that, now you are in charge of your time, and, we'll communicate and adjust accordingly. And so now you don't feel this sense of responsibility to take care of your family or to continue being a child in your family system, and you feel free and initiated in the world to go out and create your own family. This doesn't happen in enmeshed family systems. In enmeshed family systems, they grab onto you and they want to keep you there, right? And then they resist. And when you're like, well, no, I got to go do this. And they're like, no. And then maybe they blame you and they guilt you and they make you feel a sense of obligation and a sense of like you're the worst person in the world for changing and for growing and for wanting to go off on your own. So it's very healthy for your loyalty to shift from your family of origin to your family of procreation. It's healthy for you to shift your time and energy away from your mother and to your spouse, and to start prioritizing your spouse over prioritizing your mother. And that may feel scary for you if you've always learned the opposite. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to forget your mother and abandon your mother. She's always going to be an integral part of your life. But to understand this loyalty shift, so as you become your own person, your own human adult, so that you can go and live the life that you are meant to live, and trust that your family is going to be okay. They will adjust around you. So again, family systems definitely resist change, but once you put your foot in the ground and you really hold by your values and your beliefs, over time, they will adjust to you and your new way of being. It's an iterative process. It takes time. You're not just going to set a boundary once or define yourself once. Sometimes it takes many years for your family to really understand and shift around you and stop resisting and to change with you slowly. But it's going to be your responsibility to define yourself and differentiate yourself and set boundaries and really claim your space as an adult individual with gratitude, with love, with appreciation, with honor, with reverence for the lineage that you came from, for your family, but allowing yourself to let go and move forward. In this process, what will happen is that you will recreate a new type, a new iteration, a new stage of evolution with your family. It's not that you cut ties with your family. It's not that you kill off your relationships with your family. You kill off the previous version, right? You kill off the version that was a child. with them. And now you will be relating to them as an adult, and you have to recreate a whole new version, a whole new way of being, a whole new relationship with them. And that's often very taxing, very difficult, very tiring, energetically demanding. But it's worth the work, because what you're going to create with them is actually a healthier, more mature, more like evolved version of your relationship with them that also includes an expansion of yourself with this new partner that you're bringing in and the new family that you're going to create. So now you're a bigger version of yourself that includes your family and includes your family of origin and includes your family of procreation, instead of just being, the little boy or the little girl in that family of origin. Now you're more. It's a process of ongoing, lifelong growth, development, evolution, and self-actualization. So, if you've chosen a romantic partner that creates a lot of turmoil and discomfort and resistance from your family, you're probably doing something right. It means that you're expanding beyond the bounds of what you're used to and becoming a bigger and more complex version of yourself. And that's never easy. There are always growing pains. So embrace the emotional discomfort and allow it to change you into a bigger and better version of yourself. And thank your partner for that. Let them change you, let them influence you, let them show you a different way of being, without losing also the richness of what you learned in your family system. So it's important to have an integration of who was I and what did I learn from my family of origin, and what am I learning and want to also grow into and integrate as a part of a bigger self. So you don't have to choose. It's not, do I have to choose my new family or choose my old family? It's, what's the integrated version of these two things that makes a bigger and better self for everyone around me, right? All right, guys, that's what I have for today. Hope you like this video. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. Tell me your story of this. I'm so curious to know. So many of you out there liked the previous video on this, and I'm so curious to know what your experiences of this process have been like. Have you been able to create this third integrated energy, or are you still stuck in the divide, in the middleman of conflict? The inner conflict and the external conflict that probably exists between your new family and your old family. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.